Ken Kesey, I don't know when, sometime in the 60s, signed up for a U.S. run test of a new drug called LSD on patients as a form of, I don't know, mind control, or basically they used it in Vietnam to scare the troops, or the, whatever you call them.
Enemies.
The enemy, you know what I mean, and ended up just getting everybody high.
Is that YouTube unfriendly?
No, that's all fact.
Not
Anyway, they performed these experiments. So he signed up to basically test this. Ken Kesey signed up with a bunch of other people at a university in California to test LSD basically.
Because they were trying to see if it would control the test patient's minds.
Yeah, they wanted to see if they could influence
get
people.
confessions.
Yeah, they wanted to see if they could influence people to do certain things or think certain things or whatever.
So Ken Kesey saw a flyer and he was like, "I'm gonna let them see if they can control my mind."
Yeah, he was a fucking football star, I guess.
Just a drifter that needed $50.
Didn't he have like a football scholarship or something like that? Like he was no drugs, no nothing, didn't do any kind of crazy shit, and then decided to sign up for this fucking testing. And from that, changed his whole fucking life. He decided he wanted to share that. It was a mind-expanding experience, and he wanted to share that with everybody. So he got all basically the merry band of misfits that all got on the bus and basically just toured all of the United States on this bus, promoting LSD and promoting free love and, you know what I mean, the whole hippie movement. Yeah, they were basically the spark of the hippie movement.
So he started the bus?
He started the Further bus, yeah.
Further.
And Bob Weir fucking jumps on this bus at 14, 15, 16, however old he was, and meets up with the Grateful Dead in California, and they start playing music at the acid tests in Haight-Ashbury that basically formed the Grateful Dead. It was, what were they called before? Knights, the Purple Sage or something like that?
Something like that.
Without Bob. And then Bobby came in, they started the Grateful Dead.
Pigpen was there.
Basically, the movement got bigger, and the feds started cracking down on the use of acid, so all those guys ended up getting, like, basically fleeing the country, and all this crazy shit went down, and the Dead kept on and started the festival movement, basically.
What was the Further Bus's plan at the first when it wasn't about music? It was just about meeting people and being social?
As far as I know, it was
promoting LSD.
Yeah, it was just promoting like a free lifestyle.
Actually, he wanted to spread the word of LSD. Fuck yeah. But it wasn't recreational at this point? Like, he only got to do it because he was at the test, or were people still doing it recreationally?
It was legal.
It was legal,
and then it became illegal.
Yeah.
Like, right around then.
Yeah.
And they tried to shut the shit down.
To the ground.
Yeah.
And that's when I think weed was made.
That was like, I think it was like the 60s, wasn't it? Wasn't it the civil rights movement by Dr.
Yeah, just to throw like black people in jail.
Yeah,
arrest them for weed. Control the vote.
You watched that documentary on Netflix, the 13th or something like that?
I think I have.
It's basically the story of how the war on drugs was created to suppress minorities in the country.
Control the voting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't vote once you're a
prisoner.
Even I think even a record.
Really? You can't even apply.
If you've done time,
if you've got a conviction.
You got a conviction. It was served time.
So he took his movement on this bus, and they found the Grateful Dead.
They just created the Grateful Dead, basically.
They were already a band, and then they were all like in San Francisco. It's just by chance.
The Fillmore,
and then
that's why the Fillmore is so crazy.
Grateful Dead on the acid.
Fucking cool.
They're like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this every night.
They had acid tests every weekend.
Yeah, and people
where everyone would just go and do acid.
Yeah, they had these big drums of acid. And you come and you fill
If you read about them, man, they had some crazy parties.
I bet you.
That's weird. And it was like
They called it the acid test.
Yeah,
And it wasn't just music, man. It was like live
They
would
still
do
have
plays
recordings
and
of
shit, and read poems and do all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? The whole hippie thing.
Fucking like some crazy Grateful Dead. Like early stuff was really weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Pink Floyd-ish early days.
like experimental, just noise. A lot of it was a lot of noise.
Showgaze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They basically created the entire festival movement, at least in the United States.
Fuck yeah.
So they just kept moving.
Like it was the Grateful Dead, then
Follow
it was
them.
Fish, then it was fucking Humphreys.
Follow them.
Still killing it.
Yeah, Fish inherited the Dead. Humphreys will inherit Fish when they're gone.
Yeah. It's because they take the same ethos of the bands, and Jake talked about it in that interview with that guy. Basically, they take all of the best genres of their time and mix them all together and hodgepodge them all together. So the Grateful Dead did bluegrass and blues, and the Fish did like 70s glam rock, and Humphreys is doing like Nine Inch Nails and fucking Rage Against the Machine. You know what I mean? Like so, all those influences are what they base their creating music on, kind of thing. Yeah. Which is awesome because it's your favorite things, favorite genres. It's mine anyway.
Genre melding. Just putting everything together.
Yeah. Which makes it, and then they improv, so then it makes it something that you can just keep going to see because you never know what you're going to get, right?
Yeah, it's not all the same.
Just a random assortment of
music. I talk to people all the time, they're like, how do you go see Humphreys all the time? Like, and don't see other bands. I say, well, I see other bands when I can, but I prioritize Humphreys because it's my favorite thing to go see. And I never see the same show. There's
always something brand new.
Yeah,
and to the music world.
And for some reason, it seems like every time I choose to go, I hit something special. You know what I mean? It's at least special to me. Yeah, it's weird, but.
You mean you go back and listen to it a lot?
Well, just there's certain moments like
a random. They play this song once in the year. Mike's at that show.
Yeah, like.
Nice. That never happens to me. Ever.
Yeah, I just catch random rarities or something they haven't played in 15 years. You know what I mean? Like
Mike you saw and Brett used to.
I saw what?
You saw
Wait a minute.
You saw Ride On Pony for the first time in like 10 years.
Yeah,
the first time we saw it in Vermont.
Nice.
So you did.
Yeah, that was. We didn't really know it then.
Yeah.
And Baby Honey Sugar Darling when they played that same weekend.
Yeah.
Like if we'd been Humphreys fans for the last 10 years, that would have been huge.
Yeah.
But we were just.
And then to tell you that they had a fucking Mike Gordon sit in. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, Mike Gordon sat in.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Yeah, it was a fucking crazy
Mike
weekend.
came on there earlier when you were here.
Oh yeah. Fucking right.
Fucking ghost.
Yeah.
Humphreys does have a way of making the random, crazy special moments happen.
Yeah.
Like the story I was gonna say was when we first got into Humphreys in high school, which was fucking 13 years ago now, 14 years ago.
Yeah.
14 years ago. 40. It was me and Mike and Bresky, Shag, J-Blow. And Front Porch was the first song we ever really listened to, and we listened to it all the time. It was our go-to
jam.
It was the go-to Humphreys song on every mixed CD, and even when we were listening to Mo. And
everybody was listening to that song.
Mo, New Deal, but then it was Front Porch was our fucking song. So a couple years ago, I think it was 2014 maybe.
Was that Winter Run 2014?
Yeah. Mike and I and Bretsky hit a couple shows together, for the first time ever.
Yeah, and
the three of us.
The furthest that Brett's ever been to a concert.
Went to Syracuse, New York, right out of the fucking way. Bretsky's yeah, I'm in for a show or two finally.
That's awesome.
He'd never come to shows with us.
Yeah, that's the furthest I've been either. The furthest I was ever gone for Humphreys.
It was a long old hike to Syracuse.
It is.
Tinners.
We lost Brett in the first set.
Yeah.
First song. We were getting a beer for the intro and we lost him. Yeah. Never saw him all first set.
He was looking at t-shirts or something like that, and we all fucking were well,
see you later. And then
I looked for him, but
we found him in second set, and Was it encore? Did they encore with it? Or was it like in the middle of the second set when they played it?
I don't think they encore with it. I think it was like end of second set.
Just fucking... I've never seen the song played live. Mike's never seen it played live. They rarely ever play it. And
They all kind of hate it.
And they fucking...
Like Big Rack with that song.
Yeah.
They fucking bust out a 20-minute front porch.
Yeah.
Just like...
All of
out
us
the
in
blue.
tears.
And I'll start crying. Right drunk.
Oh, yeah.
Like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
Very emotional.
Bresky's weeping. Holding us. And he goes... It's because we're all here. And he's fucking blatting. Oh, fuck.
Special.
It's because we're all here.
He's special?
No, it was special.
Oh.
But like, yeah, that's a perfect example of those moments that just seem to catch. You can't fucking...
Yeah.
So we want to thank
King Kesey.
the Grateful Dead.
King Kesey and the Grateful Dead.
They put some hours on stage.
Fucking right.
Hours?
Yeah.
They haven't stopped.
A lot of hours. They got a new documentary coming out soon, eh?
Bob Weir still tours actively.
I know, it's awesome. He doesn't like not playing music.
crazy.
His new album's awesome.
They're doing like...
the acoustic one?
Blue Mountain.
Yeah, I like it.
Aren't they playing a Dead album at Locken? Phil and Bobby?
Somebody is, yeah. Yeah, Phil and Bobby are playing.
They're doing like a full album now, aren't they?
Further, I don't know.
Are they doing Joe Russo coming back to play drums?
I
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
so.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
The only
Fucking,
time I
what's
saw
his
the
name?
Dead.
What's his name toured with them last year? John Mayer.
Oh yeah.
Said the Grateful Dead was the
I heard that he was
most
gonna go back.
influential band in his life.
I heard that he was interested in going back.
Yeah.
Do another tour with him.
I think they want him. They were
Why not?
pretty
man?
high praise about him.
It's a pretty crazy
People love
guitar
him.
player.
Well, like, a lot of fucking Deadheads have pretty high standards when it comes to who fills in. Like, people were so pissed when fucking Trey was filling in for Jerry's part, right? But when John Mayer came on, people were actually pretty...
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, that sucked.
They're like a rival.
Yeah.
Not really a rival, but... And they didn't even let him sing. They let Phil sing.
Yeah.
Bobby wore a shirt that said, let Trey sing.
Yeah. Yeah. I watched most of the, or I should say all of them. I watched most of those the final Dead shows that they did, like live
Oh,
shows.
yeah.
Yeah. They weren't bad. Fucking Mickey.
They weren't bad?
They weren't bad. Some of those Mickey Hart fucking percussion fucking, or not Mickey Hart's the other guy. Kreutzmann. That fucking big beam that he beats on.
Yeah.
Fuck, that thing's
The
crazy.
Rhythm Devils. Get both of them going
Oh,
for
man.
an hour.
I know. So tribal sounding.
Yeah.
It brings more of an upbeat part of the show.
We didn't go to those shows, eh?
No.
They're good.
How far did they
But
come?
then they start playing
Was it
again.
Madison Square Garden? I think was closest.
Not. They're getting old, man. Bobby's getting old, and Phil's fucking.
Well, they
older
said they're
than him.
done doing the Dead. Like that was the final Dead. Those are the fairly well shows, right? So they'll never do the same thing under the Dead, but they'll
Yeah, but further's.
furthers the Dead.
Yeah.
Just without Mickey and fucking Kreutzmann.
Yeah.
But that's all.
Watching Bob play guitar now is awesome, man.
So fluid. You watch him fucking play. His fucking
But
hand
his
never
new
stops.
stuff, like, he's got the beard and it's fucking huge. He's got the huge stash. Looks like a fucking werewolf.
Yeah, I like that fucking album.
I like how the Dead fans, like when Bobby he'd always fuck up lyrics and they'd wait for it and they just go crazy. That's what they wanted. I went to college with a guy who followed them around.
Oh, yeah.
He was 40 when I was in college and I was whatever 18.
Hmm.
And
The
he
guy
just
in town I met one time, he was saying that he fucking followed him around a bit. I don't know who the fuck he is. Played rugby with him.
yeah, Mike did it for a long time. He said, "Fucking awesome."
I can imagine that fucking at that time.
This was in like the
70s,
80s.
So
Still, same thing.
what was the? I think
He
the
used to sell
80s.
T-shirts.
Wasn't the 80s like? Wasn't the late 80s the dark period or the cocaine years?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
91 is when Jerry came back and they're
We
all
should pull
clean.
that right into the table.
Died in 94. So did Kurt.
Then Pac.
So
2
did
years
Kurt,
later.
didn't he?
Yeah, Kurt was 94.
Big year.
Was killed in 94.
Yeah.
He's still alive.
Oh.
Go the exact opposite.
I just saw. I don't know if it's real or not, but Suge Knight says that he knows who were the
Killed
shooters. It was like, I forget who they said it was. Now.
Shooters of what?
Pac.
The
Biggie.
Pac. I don't know. I don't
Suge
know how
Knight,
big-
crazy. That's what he is. See him run over that guy?
No.
What? Is he,
What?
he's in jail, right?
Probably. I don't know.
There's a fucking video of him backing over a guy, just kills him.
Oh, killed him.
Yeah.
I did not see that.
Murdered him.
Suge Knight.
Crazy
motherfucker.
He's,
That was recent. That was like a couple years ago.
How did he go to jail? And
For doing that.
what's his...
Jenner?
Yeah, Jenner didn't get nothing.
Bruce?
Yeah. He got Woman of the Year.
it's
Oh, that
Caitlyn.
person didn't die, I
If I
guess.
was a woman, I'd be pissed about that.
Buckle
too.
up, buckaroo.
I'm more of a traditionalist.
It doesn't even agree with gay marriage.
Women are pissed about what?
I said if I was a woman,
Yeah.
I would be pissed that he got Woman of the Year.
Hilarious.
He's barely
Yeah.
been a woman for a year.
He's not a woman.
Yeah, that's right.
Not biologically.
And then he gets that, so we're better at that too, ladies. We're better at being women.
Isn't that kind of the definition of patriarchy?
What?
Isn't that kind of the definition of patriarchy?
Oh well.
We're even better at being girls.
What do you guys got now?
Boobs?
Oh yeah, you stick it in.
I don't know what they got.
Well, dudes can get boobs.
That's true. Mike's right. They probably look nicer.
Win boobs of the year. Ken Kesey.
That was wild.
There's a fucking documentary about him on YouTube. And then there's like the whole further documentary, which is pretty good too. I listened to that
Those
fucking...
documentaries make me feel like I wish I was there.
Me too.
Definitely.
Like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Almost too much. I don't even like watching them.
You just hurt your heart.
Like fuck. I go to work in the morning. They're fucking driving around on a bus.
But you could do that.
We could call it forklift.
Still-
Further forklift.
Put a fucking further on it. I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
Drive around
Just
the
paint
mill.
it a bunch of different colors.
Try to get people to jump on with you. Yeah, that'd be cool to be able to go back and chill out for a bit. Is that where you go with the time machine?
About 12 years.
Do you think that...
I don't know, but all those people had to do something too. All those people that were
Sell T-shirts.
going to those concerts.
We didn't need a lot of money back then.
Oh, I guess so.
You know what I mean? And they just fucking pooled all their resources together. Fucking
I don't know.
stemmed a few cults.
Yeah, I don't know where you get the money to do it. Gotta buy a ticket and get around.
They're all poor.
Like, where was the money for the gas coming from?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe some people.
I think a lot of them probably had rich.
A lot of people had money.
Coming
Yeah.
from San Francisco,
But-
probably.
I think Ken Kesey had the money from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest from writing that book.
So
I
he
don't know if that was before or after, though. Maybe it was before.
I don't know either. I didn't even know he wrote that book.
It was his only book, I think.
I read it.
Watched the movie.
I don't remember anything about it.
Had that big Indian fella throw fucking something through a window so they could escape.
I don't. That doesn't even ring a bell.
I watched that movie on fucking mushrooms one time. And it was the part where...
You've watched it more than once?
Oh, yeah. It's a Stanley Kubrick movie, I think.
So what?
So what?
Stanley Kubrick's one of my favorite fucking directors ever.
Stanley Kubrick.
2001: Space Odyssey. Fucking A Clockwork Orange.
I've seen Clockwork Orange.
Fucking... what's that movie with Eyes Wide Shut? You ever watch that?
Yeah, with Brad Pitt.
No. Tom Cruise and...
I mixed those up. I mixed those two sexy actors up.
Fucking good movie. It's all about, like, basically, like, the Illuminati type ideas, like rich people doing fucking sex ceremonies in the fucking Hamptons.
Yeah.
Fucking... I bet
What's
you
the
that shit
girl's name
happens.
in it?
Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
His wife at the time.
Yeah.
And that's when fucking
Scientology
got really pissed off at them during that filming the movie.
Broke them up.
Why?
Because they were alone together and she was, like, pulling him away from... What do they call them? Like a suppressive person or something like that. So, like, any person that doesn't follow Scientology, you have to, like, basically exclude them from your life. Which is like rule number 1 for any cult that you join.
Yeah, so she
awesome.
wasn't into it?
No, she wasn't a Scientologist, didn't have any desire to be one.
Right.
And they were like, fuck her, she's got to get going.
So they told him to fucking end it.
He did. Enough.
And then they ended it for him.
Way to go, Tom.
Where were we?
I don't know.
What else does he direct?
I've seen Clockwork Orange. Didn't know his name, though. And I've read his book.
Full Metal Jacket?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Full Metal Jacket's one of my favorite movies ever.
More of a comedy. These aren't all comedies, are they?
That's not a comedy at all.
Wasn't a comedy? What am I
Full
thinking
Metal Jacket's the one about the Vietnam War.
It's crazy.
It has fucking the Godfather in the fucking jungle, shaved head, all fucking... I think they're all on acid. So, like, that was, like, kind of the... pull us back to the Ken Kesey fucking pyramids.
His name is...
Whose name?
Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando, yeah. Fucking awesome movie. You need to watch that fucking movie.
That is a wicked movie.
It's a wicked movie.
I think I've seen
You need to watch every single Stanley Kubrick movie, really.
Jesus.
He is, like... He is revered as one of the best actors or directors to ever live.
Space Odyssey?
2001: Space Odyssey. Yeah.
What's that all about?
It's all about AI.
Really? Is it good?
Mm-hmm. How?
Is it a good take on AI? Or is it primitive?
The AI takes over, and basically, I can't even really remember the plot that well.
Sounds spot on.
But basically, it becomes like an evil entity that doesn't allow him to leave.
How old is the movie? Like, what is it still?
1970s? Oh, it's so good, man. Still down.
When they're going up
Still
that
to this
river in Full Metal Jacket.
And then in the night.
That's what Vietnam was like. What else? What other movie was
The
like
fucking
that?
Tracers. Platoon, yeah, that's a good movie.
With
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah. Crazy.
I love
movie.
Vietnam movies. I don't know why. Forrest Gump, all-time favorite movie.
Good movie.
Fucking ready to this.
It's your all-time favorite movie?
One
Forrest Gump?
One of them.
Stanley Kubrick direct that?
No. I don't know who directed that, actually.
Kubrick.
They also say that he may have been involved in filming the moon landing.
Here we go.
Alright.
Here you go.
Best director ever.
He's got most people fooled on that.
Yeah. It's supposedly, like, there's even a spoof movie on it.
Is he still
I
alive?
watched. It's got Harry, or not Harry, but what's the redhead guy from Harry Potter?
Ron Weasley?
Ron Weasley. The guy who plays Ron Weasley is in this movie. And basically, this guy gets hired.
Hey, is that cheese you're always talking about? Let me try it. Not that much.
Well, give me half of it.
I want a little bit.
Well, you give him half of that.
It's more than that.
So what kind of cheese is this?
Delicious.
Isn't it delicious? It's aged 5 years.
Mm.
That is the best cheese you'll ever have, my friend. Right?
So good.
But like,
You put that in eggs?
but we're just eating this by itself right now.
Man, it's fucking
Yeah.
amazing.
You got any wine?
Jesus
Crackers?
Yeah, crackers,
No.
salami,
No.
pepperoni.
I could eat this all by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good cheese.
That's fucking awesome cheese.
Very expensive.
Yeah. $8 for a little fucking...
Can't you get like a cheap version of it?
Smaller.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of sugar in it.
This has no sugar.
I don't know. Probably.
Can you hydrate me some more?
That's good, but like I want more. I want something else. What do you do? Put that right on everything?
Every
I
fucking
want to make you a sandwich with it.
Yeah, make me a burger.
I don't have bread here. I'm off the bread, man.
Wrap it in lettuce. Make me a burger wrap with cheese, wrapped in lettuce.
Sounds delicious.
I just grinded all my lettuce up
Why?
in a blender
Why?
to drink it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I was gonna bring
that's the
down
easiest way to do that.
I was gonna bring down a bag of those
Broccoli sprouts? You didn't though.
No, I forgot. I have a few of them bagged up in the
But you've
freezer.
been drinking
Every
it,
morning.
and it makes you right wide open.
Well, it gives you a little pep.
Oh,
It
yeah.
just makes you more alert. Like I feel like I can breathe more air in my lungs for some
A
reason.
vegetable
Like, it's really weird.
fucking drink fucking gives me a ton of energy, man. Instantly.
Yeah.
And everything, like, everything's better. You don't get fucking tired. It's awesome. You don't get tired anyway. You never sleep anyway.
That's right.
Constantly tired. No, it's worthwhile doing it for sure. It's
Drinking
easy.
broccoli sprouts.
We just have mason jars sitting on the fucking windowsill. Oh, you were there. I saw it.
How do they work?
You just fucking soak the seeds for, I don't know, a day or 6 hours or something like that. I don't know how long you actually do it for.
Megan does it, right?
Megan does it all.
Yeah.
You pour all the water out and then you leave it in the window. And as the sprouts grow, you just fill it up with water and then drain the water out. So we just have window fucking, whatever you call it.
Pot hangers?
No.
Window.
The screen. Like the screen from a door or window.
Oh.
We just wrap that around the top. So it has a bunch of holes so the sprouts can't come out, but you can just dump the water out. And just do that once a day. Leave it in the window for like 4 or 5 days, and by the end of it, the whole jar is full of fucking sprouts. Throw them in the freezer.
By the end of the day? Is that what you said?
By the end of like 4 or 5 days.
Oh. You just trim them?
Now you dump them in water because it'll just soak to the bottom, and all the seed casings will come up. And then
So you eat the seed casings?
No, Chris.
You filter out the seed
not
casings.
getting
Yeah.
this.
You put it in water so all the
Oh,
seed casings come to the surface, and then you pull the sprouts out, and all the seeds are left in the water.
And then you eat it.
And then you freeze it, or you put it in your blender and throw it in a shake.
How many sprouts you get?
Like, I usually put like this much in the
Oh, is it like
Blender?
thick?
yeah. Like think of a mason jar. It's like, I don't know, 6 inches long. Fucking
Did you just say 6 inches long?
like 6 inches long. Like a big one. Like you can depend on the size.
But
But,
40 inches to me.
12-inch mason jar.
I don't know. Just think of a good
I
sized
know.
mason jar.
I know what a mason jar is. I don't
So do I.
How do you explain this?
I thought I did.
Skinnier than that, but the same length.
Here we go.
Exactly. That right there.
Yeah, that one. That one says Mason on it.
And it fills it completely. Like it's the volume of that glass.
That's a lot of sprouts.
So then what? You gonna buy more?
No, you just buy a bag. I bought a bag of seeds from Halifax Seed for like $15, and it's I don't know how big the bag is, and it comes with fucking hundreds of seeds.
Sick.
You just throw them in.
How many seeds you put in one jar?
I have no idea. You have to ask Megan.
My dad planted a tomato the other day. Just sliced the tomato in two and then put it in the ground. A plant started coming out.
Because the seeds are inside the tomato.
But I didn't think those seeds would germinate for some reason. If they were inside the fruit, and then I thought they had to be
Well,
out.
the fruit would decompose and it would just be left with the seeds.
But I thought they had to be outside for like a year.
Oh.
But apparently not.
Yeah.
How long did it take?
I guess it's really common
A
to...
day.
A day.
Like a night.
It sprouted overnight.
Yeah, I seen it.
Eric.
Megan would take like other plants and like
What?
put them in pots and they'd
Really?
sprout.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Put
There's
it
a bunch
in
of
damp,
plants that do that.
damp soil, and a seed knows what to do. Weird.
Start reaching for the sun.
Yeah, fine son. Huh. Broccoli sprouts.
I like broccoli.
I forget
Yeah.
what she called that.
That ruins smoothies though.
You
What's
don't like
that?
it in smoothie?
No.
Why?
It
Broccoli?
overtakes everything and it's like too much.
Well, the broccoli, full-grown broccoli, doesn't have the health benefits that the sprouts do.
I heard that.
It's that whatever.
I
forget
heard
what
that.
The fucking.
But it's still not bad for you.
No, definitely not. It's one of the
Wish it
best.
was.
It's one of the best greens that you can get in your fucking body, right?
Spinach and broccoli. 1 and 2.
Yeah. I put spinach in with the sprouts.
What else you put in that smoothie, Mike?
Strawberries, blueberries, and maybe a banana and avocado and some orange juice.
That's a big smoothie.
That's a huge smoothie.
It makes 2 glasses for me, Megan.
Ah, you're splitting it. Orange juice, huh?
What about your kids?
I'll eat it too. Drink
They
it
they
They
get
love it.
cereal.
too. No, we don't buy cereal at all.
That's probably a good idea.
Whenever they feel like it's a treat when
You don't buy Sugar Crisp?
We don't even really have that much milk. We don't drink much milk either.
I'm right on the milk train.
No,
Are you?
Oh fuck
it's
yeah!
terrible for you, man.
I know.
Fucking all that
Chris, get off
pasteurized
the milk, dude.
You gotta get off it.
No, it's fucking.
Makes your bones weak.
I
Does the opposite of what they
don't need
advertise.
bones.
Huh?
I don't need bones.
Yeah, that's true. How do you expect to keep
It's just
playing
all those
hockey?
hormones.
I'd be alright.
Maybe that's why you break everything.
Yeah. Milk.
Maybe that's why you're a mess. Socially,
You
fucking.
think it affects me socially too? He's got milk all over himself.
Guy drinks too much milk.
He smells like milk.
Fucking platypus. He's secreting milk.
Yeah.
He's sweating
No
milk.
nipples.
Platypus book didn't say it didn't have nipples.
Swear to God.
How did it say?
Read it front to back.
How did it,
It's a published.
How did they get the milk out of it? Does it say anything about milk?
It says it suckles.
That's a bad book. B+ book right there.
Want somebody to fucking Google search?
Drinking whole milk. Fuck the skim. Fuck the 2%. I'm going
It's not the milk.
I'm going
It's the
balls
sugar
deep.
in it.
balls deep.
And all the hormones that they put in the fucking cows themselves.
Everybody needs hormones, Mike.
You don't.
You don't need those kind of hormones.
They get filtered out. We don't know anything.
We do though.
Do you?
Yes.
Everyone's like, oh, there's blood in milk. and
There is.
stuff. Bullshit.
It is 100% true. There's blood in.
I don't see any.
There's blood in milk.
Oh yeah. There's all kinds of blood in like unpasteurized milk
Why?
because it comes out with.
Oh, I see.
It's a bodily fluid, just like anything else.
Yeah, you're not supposed to drink that. That's for baby cows.
Yeah. That's why you stopped
What's
doing
up?
it at like age
What?
fucking.
That's why my friends
1 or
call me
2.
Baby Cow. Baby Cow Mac. Huh?
Baby cow.
When a baby breastfeeds, it sends signals into the woman's body to tell it what to produce from the saliva.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not true.
Yes, it is!
I don't believe that.
Honest to God.
Where'd you get that?
Stuff You Should Know podcast. 2-part series.
No.
Breastfeeding.
No.
What?
A what?
I can only relay what I
Whose
hear.
podcast?
I didn't
You
study
sat through a 2-part fucking podcast on breastfeeding.
Yeah, it was awesome.
The Fappening
3.
It's fucking cool, man.
The Fappening 2-part series.
I mean, that's a very cool concept. I didn't know that was a
what do
thing.
you mean?
Oh, it's not a concept.
Hey.
It's
I
factually true.
need
It's
some.
real.
I need some protein. Maybe some carbs. See?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe some carrots.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess.
I believe it now.
That's cool, eh?
Fuck yeah.
I was telling Kendra about that. And she already knew it.
God damn.
I think she was so nervous she read every single thing about being a mom.
No.
Oh, okay. Did you know that if you cry like a baby around her, she'll leak?
We said that in our first podcast. How did we get back on this?
Platypus.
I drink milk.
Oh yeah, you gotta stop that, man.
No!
Yeah, it's not good for you.
I switched from skim
The best
to
milk you can take.
3.25%.
Not exercising anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
You are.
I'm back into it. I'm right sore.
You did it today, and now
And
you're
yet-
back into it.
And yesterday.
You gotta do it for like
3 days straight.
3
so far.
months straight
Oh,
to
well.
be back into
I'll
it.
talk to you in 90 days then. I'm only doing it until I go to Mexico. I'm going to hope to have a miraculous 3-week transformation. And then I'll come back. And I'll
For
stop.
what? You have a girlfriend. You don't need to look good down there.
Well, what if she breaks up with me? What if she slow plays it and then the day before we leave she's like, we're done. And then
I'm with Eric now.
And then I'm on my way to... What? And then I'm on my... Did I say that?
No, I said that.
And then I'm on my way to Mexico. And I ain't got no muscles. I feel like that's gonna happen anyway.
That's definitely gonna happen. Either way, you're getting on that plane with no muscles.
What if I do steroids? Huh?
You still have to lift weights.
Yeah, I will.
No, you won't.
I will if I get into steroids.
You should start doing steroids.
Let's do it.
I don't want to do it.
That's not what you said right before I hit record.
Yes, it is.
Muscular.
You in, Mike? Steroids?
Yes.
Oh, that was... Now it's...
Don't do steroids, Mike.
I want a fat neck.
You want a fat neck?
That's
That's what I want too.
I looked at his Google search one time, and the last thing he searched was how to get a
Thicker neck or
how to
something?
get a thicker neck, how to get a swole neck.
How to make your
I
neck
was like,
swole.
why are you looking at this? You can't. I'll show you one way.
Fill it.
Fill it. I was thinking you just a movement.
I gotcha. The old neck workout.
You ever see a white-tailed deer's neck in rut season? Goes from like this to like this.
Really?
Just because he's fucking rubbing everything.
Yeah.
Fucking swells right out. You can't even tell his like neck from his fucking shoulders.
Swole neck.
Swole.
Start rutting.
You should go talk to a
Search-
whitetail.
The search engine showed up. Just
Rub
going
your
to
head
rut.
Strap
Start
some
rubbing your head
strap
against
some
trees.
horns on and rub some trees. Clean.
Thick neck.
Thick. You would have a thick neck.
We should call dudes with thick necks whitetails.
Alright. Bucks.
Look at the buck. Look at that buck.
So what did you do to get a thick neck? I see you didn't do anything.
Dude, I started drinking milk again. What do you do to keep such a thick neck?
Why would you want a thick neck? I don't get it though.
I didn't say I wanted a thick neck.
You searched it.
Yeah, somebody asked me about it.
Oh yeah.
Someone like with a skinny neck.
Yeah.
It wasn't even
Just on
me.
the spot was asking.
It wasn't even me, man. I was just like having this conversation with a buddy, and he said something about a thicker neck, and I was like, "How would you even find that out?" So we searched it together. I think I might have even
enter.
I might have even given him my phone to just use for a second.
Oh, is that right?
When he handed it back,
He had it on there.
That's what was showing was
I
that
see.
search.
I see. So it wasn't you.
No. It was my buddy.
Do you want to ride every day, dude? Well, guess what? You can.
What?
Oh, that's so funny. Speaking of cults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top down cult.
Sick life, though.
First thing.
Imagine.
What is it? Ride everyday
Every day.
lifestyle?
Ken Kesey.
Yeah, maybe he's starting a revolution.
We should go
Maybe
join it.
Maybe that's how it started.
Let's go join it. I don't have a snowmobile.
I should join something.
I want to join the Illuminati.
Yeah, I do too.
I want to be at the top of that.
You can't just.
You need to have most
I'll
of the
do
money
whatever
in
it
the
takes to get there. Oh, I don't have that.
world. You
Ever
need a
hear
lot of
what
money.
they do?
I'll have to kill people and stuff.
They make them even to get into these.
Drink blood. Ooh.
No, kill children and
Eat
have
them.
sex with them and eat them.
Because the essence of the child.
I could do 2 of those. Where would that get me?
Not the top.
No.
Entry level
Might be-
Illuminati.
You
You'd
might
be an
get
officer.
Vice president.
Entry level Illuminati.
Yeah, you.
Wouldn't
That's
fuck,
just
the,
gonna get
wouldn't
your foot
fuck
in
the
the door.
kids. Killed them and ate them, but wouldn't fuck them.
So what's on the 6th floor? Oh, that's the guys that wouldn't fuck the kids.
Yeah, they don't go any higher.
They don't have access up here.
Deal breaker.
No man, they make them do some fucked up shit.
How do you know that?
I listened to a 3-part podcast on it.
No, I don't believe it.
Well, I did.
I don't believe it.
All I can do is
I
the
hate when
podcast?
you guys say I don't believe
all
it.
I can do is relay the message.
Who is it? Who did the podcast?
Next podcast on the left is what it's called.
Never heard of it.
It was about the Illuminati, and you didn't tell me to check out this podcast.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
It's about the something cover up, the Franklin cover up. You must
What's
know
the
it.
Franklin?
It's like
I don't know. Never heard of it.
it was like a fucking pedophile ring style.
Like in
thing,
the
and
UK?
it was like here, and it was like the U.S. government, and like Clinton was around during it. Obama was in one of the buildings while like things were happening. He could hear through like the door, but he never like actually took part, allegedly. But like
The shit was at the White House, is what you're saying?
a
Or just a place?
a place in Nevada, I think, or Nebraska.
Is it that guy that had the airplane?
Omaha? It was in Omaha.
Oh.
No, it was
I'm thinking of the one that they go down to a tropical island.
with like Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Yeah, same idea, but this is just like these secret organizations with like pedophile rings and stuff, and they made them do like fucked up shit like that, like kids, sex, killing them, still like doing sex after the killing, a lot of fucked up shit. It's called the Franklin cover up. It's the next podcast on the left, and they do a 3-part series on it.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Where are they basing these theories off of?
No, that's like there's been convictions and stuff, and like a lot
Really?
of oh yeah, a lot of.
Was it
alleged
the one
stuff,
where
too,
they found
but
the
it's
guys
like,
in the
there's-
hotel?
There's proof.
Was it the senators that were in a hotel?
No,
There's too much pedophilia going on.
a lot of pedophilia.
A lot of that shit going
Government.
on.
Why do I have a bunch of examples? I'm trying to
Yeah,
think
is it
of,
this
you know
one?
what I mean? It's
Was
like,
it this one?
it's like this one is too many.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it is fucked up.
That
Yeah,
one-
check that out.
Does that ever make you think of that Louis C.K. bit?
Which one?
Or is it pedophilia or rape? Where it has to be, to them it has to be so good. Do you ever?
It's pedophilia.
Was it pedophilia?
Yeah.
like to make the choice that it has to be just the best thing in the world for them to risk all that.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Louis C.K. is fucking awesome.
He just put out a
Yeah.
brand new special like
I didn't watch it. I heard it was
yesterday
very
or the other
good.
day.
What?
The newest one?
The newest one that he just came out with.
Yeah, like yesterday.
Not yesterday. The one before that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one sucked.
That did suck.
The one, it just came out on Netflix like within the last day or two.
Yeah.
Do you like that Jim
Haven't
Norton?
seen it.
I didn't realize
Did I
that.
like it? Yeah, I did.
That's good.
He's all right.
Yeah. He's cleaned up a little bit.
Yeah, and I think I wish he was a little cleaner even.
Yeah, he's dirty.
His like a lot of those laughs he's getting are from shock value from how gross he is, but like I like his good jokes. I think he's right where he needs to be.
Yeah,
I think he was too filthy before and he was just getting shock value laughs. Now he's actually telling good jokes about how he's a perv. Right?
I heard. Wasn't he saying on Rogan he's like slowing down?
Yeah.
He's not as.
He wants to settle down.
Yeah.
With
He
Like a
thinks he
freak.
does.
he wants to settle down with a nice tranny.
He thinks he does.
That's what he's right into.
Yeah, no.
Right into like girls with dicks.
I know. That's awesome.
Yeah.
He says it too.
At least you know. I mean, if you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's closer to being straight than being gay.
Exactly.
Closer to being straight than being gay. I guess.
Does that make sense?
No.
You don't think?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We're going with that one.
You want to tell us about your dream, Mike?
Yeah. So, at first, I was staring at a wall, and there was a bunch of knots in the wall, like because it was wood.
You bet they're
Pine
Nah,
boards.
Pine boards, you know what I mean?
mention that again.
And there's a painting on the wall. Then all of a sudden, everything just started to like melt. And then all of a sudden, I got hit with this fucking almost like a paddle, and it had a clown face on it.
Ping pong paddle?
Yeah, but it was
Shovel?
It was like it was this fucking big. I don't know.
Shovel.
Street sign.
Street
Snow
sign,
shovel.
like a stop sign size.
Snow shovel.
You ran into a
I
stop sign.
ran into a stop sign, but it had a clown face on it, and when it did, it was almost like, it just shattered into all these fucking different colors and shapes, and it looked like I was in the middle of a fun house, but it like didn't have any structure. Like it wasn't a fun house, but it was just like the theme, the colors, the shapes of like a fun house.
But in like open space.
But in like, and it was all just different patterns, and it was all almost like it was in 4 sections. Like there was like symmetry to it, like 4-way symmetry, but it was all different colors, and they were all flashing, and it like literally felt like when that sign hit me, it like just knocked me back, and I was just overcome by all these different colors, shapes, patterns, just crazy, like overwhelming.
Awesome.
Take your breath away. Like it was just like a few times where like I'd have to like remember to swallow and try to breathe because I felt like my breath was going shallow, but it was just because I was just taking in so much information and so much color and picture, and but it wasn't like I was going anywhere. It was like it was all coming to me. I wasn't flying towards it. It was all coming to my face. It was so fucking weird and wild. Great experience. What a dream.
It's a good dream.
Nice.
Sweet.
Super sweet. Did you have a dream? There, MLK?
Did you?
I've had a dream before.
How was it?
Pretty sweet. It felt like I was trying to puke my body into existence. It was like my gut, like my stomach was our universe, and I was trying to puke me out into the air, which is like a whole new universe. And I was like dry heaving myself out, and I couldn't quite release from it.
Pussy.
And it was like, it was like a tug of war between universes. And just beyond that,
Universe 1.
it was like I was coming up with water, and the water was trying to spill out of my mouth, but it couldn't. And like the surface tension was just barely overflowing, but holding on, and I was trying to break through it, and I couldn't break that tension to overflow it. And I just kept being hauled back. And just beyond the water surface was like Aztec murals and crazy ancient designs and geometric paintings, just like falling past.
It's crazy how they're all perfect.
Yeah, falling past my reach.
Huh?
And just like
They're all like spinning into each other.
yeah, just rotating down in
Perfectly.
almost like a waterfall of images
Yeah.
going past you in like 2 dimensions.
Everything I seen was dark color.
Mine was just like crazy bright, like pinks and oranges and reds and whites and I mean all the colors that you could think of at like a circus. So fucking crazy.
And the anonymous mask.
I saw like white light, so like not like the color white, you know what I mean, but like transparency and like light, like white light. You know what I mean when I say white light, like the light flashing into the
Into a
Pink
prism?
Floyd
Yeah.
prism. I see that, like white light, almost like an aura, and then all images in black and red. Just like blood red and flat black.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then one time after breaking through that waterfall, going into a tunnel, like a wormhole, that leads to this wide open white light room, just an aura room with no like floor or ceiling, just a room full of floating doors and a black and red Joker just staring at me, but no face, just a silhouette, but he's somehow staring at me. You can just feel the stare. And he's pointing and almost laughing, but with his thumb, like a thumbs down. And he looks like a Joker that you'd see on a deck of cards. And each door represented like a characteristic of myself, or an emotion, or a trait, or idea that I have or possess that I'm unsure of. And it was up to me to choose which trait or door or area of my brain to explore. And like the overwhelming need to decide on one and not be able to do them all made me so reluctant that I never did choose one, and I just stayed in that room until I was sucked back into my own body, my own stomach.
Which one are you going to choose?
That's crazy. Which door? I think I'm going to work my way from right to left.
Yeah, but what did one of them say?
Oh, I don't know. All I know is that
it was
each one of them is something different.
Yeah.
And to find out, you have the balls to open the door. Just
Let's
open
do it.
Just go in and let's open the door,
Open
bitch.
the door.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy, like stuff.
It floors you. Just takes right over.
I see it as like I was watching these films lately, and it's been talking about our position relative to everything else. So like the fact that we feel like when we're standing still, we're still actually traveling how many thousands of kilometers an hour spinning on a rock in space, and how relative to that we're a big rock spinning around the sun kind of thing. So like everything's in motion, but it's only relative to where you're standing. And I feel like that's how I saw the the images that were coming for me is like I was standing still, but I was no longer relative to where I was standing. I was like soaring.
Actually soaring through the universe.
I was actually soaring through things, like breaking through them as they were coming towards my face. But yet I was standing still. So everything around me was moving. You're like the environment was moving towards me, but I was standing still. I think that's where that kind of mindset came from. Was just watching all these things talking about.
What you watching?
Well, that's basically like
know.
gravity.
I wanna know.
That's like gravity's different. Like GPS, the satellites for GPS, time is slightly slower because the force of gravity is less on the thing in the sky versus staying on the ground.
Lucid dreaming's crazy, but that's a good segue that I wanted to take. I was asking him yesterday, how is it that time...
Mike's gonna know this.
Yeah, I know, I can't wait. I hope you can explain it to me. I hope you know.
I gotta pee.
Oh, I do too.
I gotta pee bad.
We can do a pee pause right now.
Let's do a pee pause.
Pee pause?
Do I have to touch your dick?
1. Yes, you do. This is the part where you have to hold my dick to pee. Pee pause starting now. Okay, my question is, how... Have you seen the movie Interstellar?
Yes.
With Matthew McConaughey. So how can two people age at a different rate?
Because
Oh my god, he's not even gonna think about it.
they're on a planet that's so huge that the gravity on it is so immense. So the rotation of that planet and the spaceship is outside of the gravitational force of that planet. So time moves at a different speed relative to the people on the planet versus the spaceship in space.
But that,
Like people that go up in the spaceship now that go into the space station,
Oh, don't worry, I don't get that either.
they
I'm saying,
they are slightly, I don't know if it's slightly faster or they're younger than they were when they left.
so what is time?
Time
Just
is
like
time is only
space.
something that you
Doesn't make
that
any
we
sense,
calculate. Time is not. Time is a measured thing. Like
Right, but like,
it's
so
not a real
you
thing.
and me right now, we're
a
standing,
measurement.
we're right beside each other. We're
Yeah.
aging at the exact same rate.
Yes.
So then you put me on the moon, and all of a sudden you and me are aging differently.
Yes.
But like, how is that? Like, I've been aging the same way my whole life. So like,
Because the force of gravity, which
so
is
gravity is what ages people.
because it's what forces the atrophy in cells, as far as I understand it.
See, that's that's the answer I'm looking for. Like,
As far as I understand it, gravity causes is always promoting the breakdown of cells because it's constant force on us at all times, right?
Oh, that makes sense if that's true.
As far as I understand it,
I
I could be
can
way
Google
out to lunch.
but like, that's just breaking down. Like,
Well, our cells would be
Yeah, it's not an
alive.
age.
Our
No.
cells would be alive longer,
that's what I'm saying.
right?
Yeah, they'll be alive longer, but in the same amount of time, in the
Not-
same measure of time.
But it's not the same measure of time because you can't measure the time the same on standing on the Earth as you can in orbit around the Earth.
I feel
Because
like
time is only relative to the position of where you're at.
so. You and me sync up our watches, and
Yes.
you go to the moon,
They
and your
have-
second hand's gonna start going slower.
Yes, because they
But
have.
it's got the same gears in it.
I don't understand how that actually works, but like
That's,
seriously,
that's my question.
GPS have to calibrate for
Oh, I
the
know.
delay in
Yeah.
time because it's moving slower in
Yeah,
time
I heard
relative.
that somewhere recently, and I don't get that either. But
I don't either.
we both take a stopwatch and hit go, and it starts 1, 2, 3. So it's
So we're-
digital.
yes.
It's gonna keep. These are definitely gonna go at the same rate because they're both digital, and they keep 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, but
And then
that's on
you
a
put me
that's
on
on
a
a
different
nuclear
planet?
that's on a nuclear time, which is just measuring the second to second, right, or the nanosecond to nanosecond. The time that it takes for the thing that's not in the Earth's gravity is going to take less time to move to the next second or the nanosecond than the person on the planet
Yeah, but like why?
because of the force of gravity, as far as I understand it.
So time is gravity.
Time is a measurement of your location. is a measurement of gravity at your location, wherever you are.
Whoa.
I think that's how it works.
So time is gravity.
I've never heard that in my life.
Time is the measurement of the effects of gravity.
Really?
Well, in relation to where you're standing.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Google what is time. Or Google my question.
What is your question?
Google.
How do people age? Why are they aging different
Why
in
is
Interstellar?
Why is time different in space than on the planet?
Yeah.
Like it's marginal. You know what I mean? Like it's fractions of a second.
It wasn't on Interstellar. Every second was like 30 years.
But you got to think about the fact that that's a satellite outside of our orbit, or let's say, or just even within our orbit, but it's higher above. They even say like time on the peak of a mountain is slower than time on the
So
ground.
that doesn't make any sense.
Because you're further away from the center of gravity of the planet.
So, this is all Einstein shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the theory of relativity. E equals mc squared.
What you got?
Because time
Is time relative? Will that answer your question?
I don't know.
time is relative, 100%.
Is it?
That is the definition of why.
In the theory of relativity, time dilation is a difference of elapsed time between two events as measured by observers either moving relative to each other or differently situated from a gravitational mass or masses.
So, kind of what I said. The force of gravity is stronger with the person standing on the ground than the object that is away from that gravitational pull. So time moves slower for the thing further away than it does relative to the person that's standing on the ground.
Why do we age slower at the speed of light?
Okay. Give it to me.
Yes, you can slow your aging and effectively travel forward in time in the same sense as a cryogenics could be considered a form of time travel. By travel at high speed. The time dilation, as would be measured by a clock, would have the same effect on the physical processes in your body that cause aging.
So meaning your body physically doesn't go through as much aging as it would if it was going through normal time standing on the planet.
Let's go to space.
It's all based on the gravitational pull of the planet.
Speed is the ratio of space to time. If space and time are absolute, then the speed of light must be relative, depending upon the speed of the observer. The speed of light is absolute and does not depend on the speed of the observer. Therefore, either space or time must be relative.
Or both.
Either space or time must be relative.
Given how you measure it, is that what they're saying?
Albert Einstein, in his theory of special relativity, determined that the laws of physics are the same for all non-accelerating observers, and he showed that the speed of light within a vacuum is the same no matter the speed at which an observer travels. I don't get that shit.
No, I still don't get it.
I
get
the term relative is weird to me.
Yeah.
It just means it depends on where you are. So if I'm standing on the ground and you're standing on a mountain, time is relative to you because time is slightly different because you're on a higher level of elevation, further away from the gravitational pull of the Earth. And for me, time is relative because I'm staying closer to the center of the Earth.
I get it.
So it's relative no matter where you are in space.
So
you would calculate time differently.
So what if I
were.
traveled to a planet exact same mass as the Earth and landed on it?
If it had the same gravitational pull, you would be
Pull towards what? The sun or
the
itself?
the gravitational pull that it has.
Yeah, so it's the exact
It's
same
itself.
mass.
Yeah, so if it's the exact same mass, then you would age the same on that planet as if you would on Earth.
Okay, what if it was smaller?
Then you would age faster. Or maybe slower because of the less. I forget how that works. I think it's the bigger the time goes slower.
So I would live longer. Is what you're saying?
You would live longer on a bigger planet than a smaller planet.
I would live longer.
Yes.
Let's go. Mars is smaller, isn't it? Oh yeah, it's like a third.
So, that still doesn't make much sense. Like
The amount of gravity that a planet has, which seems to be directly based on the mass of the planet,
and it just changes time.
in space affects time differently than a smaller planet that is
Time is just something that we measure. Like
is just time is only a
we
measurement.
live
so
to be 70. That's just a measurement.
I just think it's
70
crazy that
Earth
on
years, but if you
Interstellar, they're aging the same. They're in the spaceship. These guys go down to the planet to see if they can live on it, and they're there for 3 minutes, and when they come back up, the guy in the spaceship aged 50 years.
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
That's what I'm saying. Like if
Because
they would
there
have
was
both
less-
set their
there's less
stopwatches.
gravitational pull in space than there was on the size of the
Yeah,
planet.
but that's like I just don't see how two people
because they're
of
in
the
two,
same thing.
but they're not in the same thing. They're in two completely different places.
I know, but that doesn't make any sense to me
But
because
that's the whole idea.
they're
of
still in our
relativity.
universe.
What were they running? What were they running for equipment in that movie? Fast things that
fuck.
don't
But-
exist.
As,
Oh, yeah.
as far as we
Yeah,
understand
see,
it,
they were time traveling. They were going so fast.
No. What do you mean?
So how long did it take them to get to this planet?
They were right above it. It was like
they had to.
They were in
but they did
space.
have to reach like speed of light speeds to get as far as they did for as long as they did.
I don't
Right?
know.
When you think about light years is just the recorded distance between.
Right.
Right. So it takes however long it would, like if it was 1 light year away, it would take a year for a photon ray of light to go from one place to another.
Yeah.
Right. So if something's 50,000 light years away, it would take 50,000 years to fly at the speed of light to get there. So they'd have to fly faster than the speed of light to go to 50,000 light years
Right. But
away faster.
let's say that's all done.
Yeah.
We're already there. We're already orbiting the planet. They were just orbiting the planet. They were
Yeah.
like where the moon would be to us.
But the gravity
and they're like, all right, well, we got to go down there, but the time is crazy down there. They knew it before they went. They're like,
yeah, because
if we go down there,
they knew the mass of the planet.
like Buddy's like, yeah, you guys got to get down and back in a minute because that's like 20 years to me.
Yeah.
Like he knew it going into it. He's like, you guys
Yeah.
got to go down, test the water, see if we can live there, and then come back.
It's based that fact still exists now. If you were to put you on Saturn or like any of the monster
No,
planets,
even if you're hovering above it.
Yeah,
but
he's
your
right
time
there.
your time is different because you're.
Yeah, but
But they
it's
took
just hovering above
but they
it
took
like
a
a little
space.
bit.
They took a spaceship, but we above it a little bit in terms of this gigantic fucking planet versus this small little speck of a thing that's just outside the orbit of the planet.
Yeah, that's crazy. That they, right here, we're aging together. 2 minutes down here is 20 years up here, just like that. Damn, Buddy's an old man when they come back.
Yeah, because
they were
because
supposed to be
the
down in a minute.
gravity the force of gravity on his body versus the force of gravity on the people on the planet was different.
But they're all close to the planet.
But not that close.
But why did he age more? And he was outside of the planet with no gravity on him, and they
Because
went down.
time went slower on the planet versus the time above the planet.
Yeah, that's. Do you?
The nuclear
Are
clock,
you just accepting that that's what it is because you read it, or do you understand it?
I don't understand it because I have to understand physics, and I don't fucking understand physics. It's all mathematical equations.
I'd like to know
right?
the answer to that question.
You know what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah.
And we're not
It
getting
doesn't
the
make
answer.
a whole lot of sense. It is crazy, the idea, right?
Like you're giving
insane.
you're giving me the textbook answer when I want to
Which-
see the show your work version.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Show your
because
work, Mike.
Show
I'm
your
not a-
work, Mike.
I'm not a physician, or I'm not a.
Heart marks.
You know what I mean? I'm not a
Physician.
physician.
Physicist.
I'm not a physicist, so I wouldn't be able to give you my work.
Goddamn right you're
because,
not.
I wish you
I
were,
mean, the
Mike.
equations of E equals MC squared, right?
I
But-
don't even know how to find the answer to that.
It's
Unless it's
I don't
there
under,
and
I don't understand why.
Well, maybe they don't
I
get
just
it either.
know that is the expected effect
I
from,
don't know if they get it
time
either
is
because it's a
relative.
theory of
Yeah, that's true.
relativity.
and it's only our understanding as we know it because we we measure it based on the knowledge that we have.
So he's like.
How do you measure time? Other than like
Time is relative. That's the whole thing. You can only measure
They
time.
invented it.
You
No,
can
but
only
like-
measure time based on you standing counting the seconds.
so like if we both take a stopwatch and we both go to these two different places and we come back to each other, they will read something different?
Yes. Depending on how far, like, because of the gravitational pull, maybe whatever, it may be fractions of a second.
Right. Well, let's use big numbers just for fun.
But if you were to use
Interstellar.
yes, like you could
scenario.
have a 5-minute, 5-year difference depending on the differences between gravitational pull on one planet versus another.
So that's crazy. That
That's
doesn't
wild.
make any sense. Like
No, it doesn't make any sense to me. But that's how it's explained or understood as what the theory of relativity is.
yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That guy had to live for 20 years while they rushed down and back.
Yeah, I just gave up on that movie after that.
Right, awesome movie.
Yeah, wicked movie.
But that's real science. Like that whole idea or that concept, it may not be that drastic, but the science behind time difference being relative to the location that you are in space is 100% real. We use that science today.
E equals MC squared.
Yeah.
E being,
Energy.
Energy,
M being
motion,
mass,
mass,
C being
Speed of light.
constant.
constant. So that would be your position in space.
I don't know.
I think that could be
C
the
is the speed of light.
so because the speed of light is constant.
Yeah, speed of light is
Not-
constant.
Not according to
No matter what.
not according to that guy that was talking about
Flat Earth.
what do you call it? No, he
Guy doesn't think.
morphic resonance.
Okey dokey.
What?
That guy that says that basically our cells have a level of consciousness, and that we can basically communicate. We're able to communicate telepathically without actually knowing it. Like we apply force to somebody else just by looking at them.
Right.
Did you watch the?
Yeah.
He was on Rogan a couple times, and I watched a couple of his videos. But he says that I think it was he was talking about the speed of light or the constants that we talk about all the time. That those constants change depending on the year that they decide to calculate them, and that they fudge the numbers just to make it work.
So they'd be different all the time.
So the constant that we talk about is
Yeah.
the speed of light is different all the time,
But we just use one.
but we fudge the numbers to make it constant.
What changes it?
I don't
Where
remember.
you're
I don't
at.
remember what he. I don't remember what he.
Relativity.
I don't remember
Probably where
what
you're
he
at.
said, but it is basically just saying that the speed of light is different as we measure it. If you measured it all the time, it would be different. I don't know if that's
8
true.
minutes for the light from the sun to get here.
It's not very long.
No, it isn't, is it?
Oh? That's not that long,
8
really.
minutes. No, it isn't, man. That's not very far away.
Pretty far away.
But not really. That was shiny the other day, man, and I could put my hand up and like I could feel it. That's crazy.
What is the number of what speed of light is? Like, what's the estimated number? I forget.
I don't remember.
however many kilometers. So think about how far something would have to be
1.3 million
traveling at the speed of
kilometers
light.
per hour.
How many?
1.3 million.
No.
I don't know then. 13,000. It's 1-3 something.
I thought it was 100 and something. But
130,000.
299,792,458 meters per second.
Yeah, what's that in kilometers? Figure it out, because I bet it's 1.3 something. It's probably not.
But even still, think about
The
how...
reason I'm thinking I
Well,
know.
if it only takes 8 minutes...
186,000 miles per second. That's fast.
Yeah.
Think about how far the sun has to be to take 8 minutes.
Well, yeah, divide that by, or
How many
times
kilometers
it by.
per hour?
Holy fuck, man.
That's the only one I asked for. Come on.
Per hour?
Yeah. I figured it out.
Speed of light is 1.08 kilometers per hour.
1.08 million?
No.
I can
What?
walk
Speed of
faster.
light is 1.8
Walk faster than that.
That's awesome. That's what it said.
When they found those planets,
Oh, no, stare at those fucking planets.
40,000 or 40 light years away. I figured out how fast.
Mike, what's that
It's
mean?
like 40,000 years.
It was a lot.
Mike, what's that mean?
Meters per second squared.
One speed of light?
Speed of light, sir. What's it say? Let me see what you're looking at.
1.079 plus 9.
Yeah, that's what I forgot.
Exponent. That means 10 zeros. 10 decimal places. It's the power of...
Yeah,
Like
but
10 to the power of-
1.08
Yeah.
E9.
Yeah, so the 1.08, you move this decimal 9 places that way.
That doesn't make any sense.
But it's still
What doesn't
one
make any sense?
point.
Exponents?
I don't understand how exponents work after the point.
You move that point. So how many... E9, is that what it said?
Yeah.
That's 9 decimal places. So 1.08, move the
That'd be
decimal.
108,000.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, more than that. 9 places, so
A million.
yeah, a million. 1.08 million.
80.
No, a million's 6. It would be trillion. 9 is a trillion.
So it's a trillion
1.08 trillion
miles.
Kilometers.
kilometers per hour.
Speed of light.
Yeah.
No.
Per hour.
Per hour?
Yeah.
Unit juggler.
Did you just Google
I don't know
unit
where
juggler?
that came from.
Google image.
Unit juggler is like
Unit
second.
juggler.
It's the second.
That's
like,
hilarious.
My favorite conversion software is called Unit Juggler.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how exponents work, right?
I don't know.
I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not a mathlete.
Trillion miles. It's too far.
8 minutes.
8 minutes?
That's how long
To
it
the
takes
sun.
light to come from the sun to the earth. Traveling at
The speed of light.
trillion kilometers an hour.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
So when we're talking about light getting here, that's completely different from what we were talking about earlier. Like how time is different.
Yeah, way different.
Yeah, it's not even the same thing.
I don't know if that's true though. Because light should be affected by gravity. Right?
It's constant. All the time.
As
even
you get
even inside a vacuum.
as you get closer to like gravity, I think time slows. Did you already say that?
No, I think it's a constant.
Time slows as you get closer to a gravitational force. Or the larger the gravitational force, the slower the time goes.
Yeah, like, I think relative to us.
Relative to me. So if
'Cause,
I'm
like,
standing here...
They say when you observe a black hole, you never actually see whatever's going to it go into it or something.
Yeah. You're just seeing... You're seeing it circle around...
Sounds like the black hole I observed.
Nothing going into it.
Yeah, no, you only ever see it circle in the drain.
Yeah, and it slows.
That's what creates that surface tension above black holes.
Oh, damn black holes. I don't get those either.
No, me either. They don't even know what they are.
No.
I made Michael pretend he does.
Mike knows for sure. We'll get him back in here.
Talk about black holes.
Yeah.
They,
I still don't get what I
they're
want to
so
know.
dense, they don't let light escape.
No. But the time is so slow relative to us when we look at it that we never actually see whatever it sucks in get to it. Because it comes to a stop. Just like the Interstellar thing. He looked down at them. He probably watched them.
It's because it's so heavy.
They thought they were going fast and they were down and up in 3 minutes of their time, but he watched that
Because it's
for
so heavy.
30 years.
Because
Think
it's
about
so
that.
heavy.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess.
Like, how heavy is a black hole?
I have no idea. Massive enough to fucking suck everything in it. To have a gravity that...
Don't they say that it's the entire mass of a galaxy? So, pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Like, don't galaxies start from just like a... Well, like, the Big Bang, it was allegedly the entire mass of the universe on the tip of a pen, like a needle. Point of a needle.
Yeah. That's what they say. Like, I don't know. Fuck,
I'm still not buying that.
Yeah, and we're still in constant motion
I'm still not
from
buying
the
that.
blast.
I'm not still...
Like everything that we can
Spreading
see,
out.
we're actually still looking. We're looking at stars that were formed or stars that lived at the start of the Big Bang.
Yeah. I still don't believe that.
Because we're just getting their light. It's taken basically the entire life of the universe as we know it now from the Big Bang for that star's light to reach us. So that star could be long dead. They say most of the stars we see in the sky have already died by the
But what don't they call
the
like
light gets here?
the part of the universe that we can't see, like a dead zone or something? Like, because the universe expands faster than light, so you can never actually see what's beyond the speed of light.
Exactly.
Because like this is going so fast, and the stuff coming off it at the speed of light can't actually catch up.
Yeah.
Because it's going away so fast. So they call that whatever's just out of sight something. I think it's a dead zone. I don't know.
Well, it's
Or
as
dark
far as
matter or
as
something.
far as this universe goes.
Some
As far as I
rift.
understand it.
Yeah. And there's beyond that. There's another universe.
What I don't understand
Do you
is,
believe in the multiverse thing? Theory?
I guess. We have particles that go in and out of existence all the time.
Everything.
But like, if everything's made up of like atoms, and atoms are always like pulsing in and out of existence,
Well, it's the electrons that make up the atom. It's
and
not the
nothing
atom
is like
itself,
actually
as far as I
solid.
understand.
Nothing's actually
Yes,
like.
that's right.
Why can't we just go through each other?
Because you're talking about like
Something we manifest in our head.
But it's
Trillions of atoms.
is
We're
like
looking at
those
a single thing.
when they talk about quarks and
It
stuff.
means
Which is
they
like,
all have to be gone at the same time.
Why not? Why not?
Why not? Because there's so many that it would never happen.
If we're just like a bunch of stardust, why can't you just fall apart?
I don't know. Millions of years of evolution.
just lose the cohesion of all fucking matter.
Yeah, right.
So if we're just stardust,
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Just disintegrate.
you're gonna start giving me a religious spiel here.
What do you want about it?
You should created by God. You don't talk so foolish, stardust.
I mean, it's all just theories.
Yeah, that's right.
God isn't.
God's a theory.
No, he's a real man.
Oh.
I mean, Jesus was.
What are you doing right now? Is this a bit?
Yeah, this is my religious guy.
Written down in
My
the
idiot,
campfire
my stupid religious guy bit.
I like it. Keep doing it.
Okay.
What are you doing with your life?
Me or you?
You, Mr.
I'm
Religious
trying
Guy
to spread
bit.
the word of God.
Right on.
Spread the word of Jesus.
Well, which is it?
Both?
Love your neighbor.
Okay.
Don't cheat. Don't steal.
Okay.
Don't murder people.
Okay.
And if you do, you're going to hell.
And what is that?
Total damnation.
Meaning,
You'll burn in hell.
what is...
What is what?
What is that?
Oh, I don't know. No one knows that.
Oh, okay. Just got that.
You just don't.
blonde
You don't
fade.
want to go there.
No, you don't want to go there.
No. Needs work.
Yeah, it's
I like the.
pretty unbelievable, really.
I like the theory. I like the
Preliminary.
theory that hell is actually just a mental state.
Yeah, I've been there.
Like right now?
Well, any point in your life where you are in turmoil, that is hell, and it's usually based on you being out of sync with good and bad, or the balance of your happiness.
Does this theory have an afterlife theory attached?
Also, no gays.
Nice. I'm in.
No,
When do we meet?
I've been listening to that Jordan Peterson guy, and he basically is explaining
He's crazy.
the ideas of religion
I
are
know.
more in finding balance in your life or finding meaning in life with keeping with tradition, but also one step forward in progress. And to go too far towards progress or to go too far towards structure makes you disharmonious and causes you to go into fits of hell, basically, or mental despair. That your mental capacity or your frame of mind or whatever is always best when you're straddling the line between chaos and order. And that the definition of hell and heaven is chaos and order.
And you gotta stay away from both?
Heaven is the center. Hell is too far on either side.
Ah, okay.
Which are described in specific archetypes.
Only good vibes, dude.
And then you die,
Everybody dies.
and then what happens?
Nothing.
Your consciousness feeds back into wherever consciousness comes from.
Yeah, where's that?
I don't know. Could be. Some people say it's in another dimension.
Just keep switching dimensions?
I like to think of the idea that we're like just conduits of consciousness, like we're like radio antennas that are picking up our own version of consciousness, or like the consciousness around us all the time, and that we just tap in and we consider that our identity.
And then what?
Nothing. You die, and then
You scared to die, Chris?
Your antenna is no longer functioning, so
Yeah.
you're no longer conscious.
You're
Your
scared to
consciousness
die?
is back up in.
I don't know, I think. No, I don't know. Yeah. I don't want to. Is that the same thing?
No. Nobody really wants to die, but if you were gonna die, would you be scared?
No. I don't want to die, but
If you
if
got
someone
a
said,
disease
"You're
right now,
dying,"
you said you got 3 weeks to live, Chris.
I'd be sad about
Oh,
leaving
I'd be
here,
so scared.
and I wouldn't want to go, but I'd be like,
terrified.
Terrified.
I'd be like, this is gonna be
I'd
wild.
get religious and shit.
For sure.
A lot of people do, man.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
But like,
Deathbed religious.
you're scared of that?
No, I'm not scared of
Then
that.
why'd you say you were scared? Is that your new character?
I was going along.
I've had like dreams where like
Let's
I
do it.
feel like I'm dying.
Let's kill ourselves?
Where like I felt like
Okay.
I was dying, and that's a scary feeling. You know what I mean? Like feeling
But,
like
like-
letting go is a scary feeling. And I
That's-
feel like that's what it is.
No, I just don't want to leave this behind yet. I'm not ready to be done here, but I'm
You
not
never
scared
will
of it.
But I don't think that you as an individual
No, you
are
won't.
ever going to experience an afterlife.
Oh, thanks.
Well,
Well, fuck.
I think
You
that
too.
your consciousness is going to move on. If that's what happens, I think your consciousness is going to move on and not really understand the life that you lived in your body for
Tell me about it.
X amount of years.
Yeah, he doesn't understand it now.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that we remember.
This is weird.
I think we should remember.
We're
Why?
weird.
I think
Why
Earth should
should
be
we?
stage 1, and we should always be able to tap into a memory of our life. I think no matter where I go next, I hope I can remember whatever I remember.
But then are you created? Is your consciousness created at birth and then
Yep.
moves on?
So I have
Yeah, I
a
think this is stage
or
1.
I have
are
a
you a
question.
consciousness that envelops into a
So you
baby
guys
and then?
So does it like a deer's consciousness move on? If you think yours does
Yeah,
that
why not?
It should.
like does
If
a plant?
that premise exists, yes.
Yeah,
Anything with
for sure.
consciousness should proceed on. And that kind of goes with my theory of being a receptor of like a bigger consciousness that you just tap into an identity for the life that we live as a person, and then our consciousness goes back up into the collective consciousness.
I want you at my deathbed, Mike,
Why?
because you just gotta talk like this.
I think, you know how you hear about like people that say they remember things from a past life?
Yeah.
I think they're just usually, it's supposed to go that this is like stage 1, so we don't have any memories of stuff, but maybe that every now and then there's a little blip in the mainframe.
Yeah, but what if we?
The
What if,
motherboard.
yeah, but what if we're just? It's like turning.
Short
what if it's
circuit.
like turning like the dial on a radio station where you bleed in between two radio signals? You know what I mean?
Where's the other signal coming from?
It could be somebody else's consciousness, or it could be other consciousness around you. That would
We still haven't gone to
it
see
would-
a psychic
It
together,
would
have we?
explain a lot of the
Yeah.
abilities for psychics and for
Us?
people
All of
like
us.
like shamans and that kind of thing that can tap into these, or healers that can basically go into these states where they come back with answers or come back with knowledge that they wouldn't otherwise have. Like there's people that go around and study these guys that do that all the time, and they always seem to have a specific path that they follow to. They basically are what we would consider schizophrenic or somebody with severe mental disorders, and they find somebody that has been through that and guided them on how to do that, either through meditation or through whatever, and then they end up becoming shamans. Or I watched this video on YouTube, I don't know, it was a couple weeks ago now, but it was this guy that basically followed around all these known shamans in specific areas, and they all had a very similar backstory on how they became healers or how they became shamans or whatever. It was always this trial of basically psychological despair or whatever, or psychological, like a psychic break or a psychotic break.
So do you think, like I don't know where, like, is the signal coming from a different universe?
There's signals around us all the time.
Yeah, no, but like the ones that they're tapping into, they're getting answers from another world.
Maybe they just learn how to receive multiple consciousness, whatever.
So you think
At
it's
once.
coming
That's
from
a
other
hard
people?
word.
Yeah. It's not other people. It's just a stream of consciousness that's around us all the time.
Yeah,
And
that's
that
weird.
when we tap into, like, our bodies channel specific consciousness, our brains have to try to coalesce what's that is, and we use it as a identity, or because we have to, like, our brains have to make patterns, and you know what I mean, has to kind of come to grips with what it's doing, or the input that it's getting, and it turns that into like an identity or the ego. And the unconscious is the brain before processing all that.
So then what happens when we die?
Our brains stop receiving the input.
See, what if like you just move on to it?
Our brains
Either
are
another universe-
electrically pulsing even after we die.
What if you just move on to like another universe with all these memories? Or you stay here and just become another being?
Or maybe
So
the
what
whole
are the chances of us three?
maybe
This is
the
our first time.
maybe human is the first stage for all of us. Maybe that we're the highest
What are
state
the
of.
chances of that?
Or
What are
maybe
the chances of life existing?
the whole
Nothing.
point
Exactly.
of consciousness.
Right.
What if the whole point of consciousness is to come into a human form to gain knowledge over the course of the life of us as a carbon being, and then once we die, that knowledge goes back into the consciousness and then flows to the next generation. To explain why things are so much easier to learn as generations go on, like Joe was talking about on the podcast last night. Give a 6-year-old a tablet. He's never touched a tablet before, and then give that to a 40-year-old. The kid is going to learn it way faster because the father, the society already knows how to use that
What
thing.
about that thing they did with rats? Didn't
Well,
they,
that was that
didn't
guy.
they teach rats something, and then like rats that weren't even from those like babies from the next generation of rats in a different city had that learned skill.
Well, they didn't have it
Something
learned,
like that?
but they could learn the skill faster
Yeah.
because
After
it
another-
it almost like, you know how like you think of things like after you learn it, it's like, and it becomes easy to you. It's almost like I always felt like I knew how to do that, or I always, you know what I mean, something that seems so familiar or something that you're natural at. It's like I knew how to do it but I didn't realize that I knew how to do it or do it well until I actually did it.
And just because someone else did it before you.
It's somebody learned that before you. And that's the whole idea. And that was the morphic resonance. That's what that guy's talking about, is the rat learning a trick or learning how to do something. And then a rat in a completely different area that has never learned that before was able to learn how to do those things faster because the first rat was able to do it.
Weird.
Not even, and then I guess it folds out as the closer this, like, basically the rat family, like blood relatives to rats within the same species, than rats within the same family of rat. You know what I mean? So it, like,
Fucking rats.
it gets more and more as you go out.
Huh. Possums.
I mean, it's all could be all
Nice.
could be all bullshit too. but it's
Capybara.
intriguing.
Nice. That's what happens when
Could
they
be
die.
all bullshit too, Mike says.
Oh yeah, who knows?
Yeah, really.
Scientists call it pseudoscience for the most part.
Because everything's a theory.
Yeah, because
Not even.
Unless-
Yeah, really.
unless it's well known, or people don't like change, right? Like, think about guys that have worked their whole fucking lives on something. Just for another guy to come in with another theory and blows their fucking life's work.
You
out
don't
of-
want to change.
Yeah. Like, it becomes a religion at some point. We have to just accept things are the way they are because we assume that they are the way they are, because that's the theory of it.
I'm not accepting anything.
I don't either.
You're not going to accept anything?
No.
I'm open to all possibilities. I just like the cool ideas.
Yeah.
I like all good tunes.
I like every good song. Got right into space there, huh?
Yep.
Space is one of my favorite topics.
Me too.
Don't know anything about it.
Me either. Not a fucking thing.
Love to just talk about it.
I just like being made feel small and just tiny.
Some people hate that.
What?
Some people
I
hate the
love it.
idea of being like this small, insignificant speck in the universe.
So
Weird, eh?
insignificant.
They think that they would rather believe that they're one of the most important things in the universe. They think about the idea
It's
that
fucking scary,
the
man.
human race is the most
love it,
important thing. You know what I mean? Like,
It's the worst thing
yeah.
I've ever seen. Ever.
No, it's weird.
And I'm part of it. And you're part of it.
Oh, big part.
And you're part of it.
Cog and wheel, man.
I'm
What?
breaking the wall, dude.
Hog and wheel.
Yeah.
Oh, that was already said.
Hog and a wheel?
Is that what you said?
Cog and wheel.
Cog.
Yeah.
That's funny. I like
Cog in the machine.
Hog and a wheel.
That's what it
What
is,
did
man.
Ricky say?
Fuck, I forget. I sent it to you.
You
didn't
sent it to me.
I? Very funny.
But what?
Oh, keep your friends close and your enemies toaster. It's like, oh fuck, I'm gonna go get Ricky's toaster, or what's his face's toaster?
Randy's toaster.
Randy's toaster.
Randy's
Fuck, I'm gonna get Randy's toaster. Yeah, I've only watched maybe like 4 episodes in, but it's still pretty good.
Is it good?
Yeah, Snoop Dogg's already in it.
Sweet.
I haven't seen any of it.
I haven't either.
You watched season 10, right?
Man, someone sent me a video of Just Passing Through the other day. You ever watch that show? I haven't either, but I have watched a couple of them. And some of their shit is fucking hilarious, man.
What is it?
They're in Toronto on this one.
Oh, is it that one where the 2 guys are from Newfoundland or PEI or something?
Yeah, they go out west.
Yeah, and they end up at their cousin's house in Toronto.
So they're sitting on the couch the other day, and
Yeah,
he's
watch
like talking to his grandmother,
Friggin' Alpines.
getting her to fill out his their Pogey reports. It is awesome, man. I'll get you to watch it.
Yeah. I think I watched 1 or 2 of them.
Matt
His
Parks
cousin's
is in
like, his cousin
In
comes
it?
in.
He was in it, yeah.
His cousin
Really?
comes in. He's like,
It's awesome.
so you guys collect $1,600 a week, a piece or a month,
Yeah.
and you don't do anything. Aren't you supposed to be looking for work? And they fucking start laughing at him. Like, it's like, what in the fuck is wrong with your head? It's good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt Parks is, he was on, in the show, he was on a TV in a scene. Like, he was,
Oh, really?
he was like on a commercial
Yeah.
on the TV or something. They were watching TV and he was on the commercial.
How do you get that?
I don't know. Pretty cool, though.
Where's the Moncton now?
He's in St. John.
Is he?
Yeah.
I never see him. Does he ever go
Pogey
out?
Beach.
He, like, hosts a Halloween party every year.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That's, like, his thing. Loves Halloween. I haven't seen him in a long time either. Where did I see him? At, like,
I think I saw him at a bar one time.
Yeah, like-
at Peppers, I think.
I think he might have been at, like, Grand Theft Bus or something.
Yeah.
Back in December. One of the shows, anyway. Hadn't seen him in a long time.
Yeah.
Just passing through.
Pogey Beach.
I've never watched it.
It's hit or
Have you ever
miss.
watched Eric Andre show?
Nope.
Oh man, it's so good.
What is it?
It's you know who Eric Andre is?
Are we ending this podcast or just talking about shows?
Same thing.
Alright.
He's a comedian. Hannibal Buress is his like co-host or whatever, and he brings celebrities on and then just does the craziest, weirdest, awkward comedy for like 45 minutes, and they have no idea that they're doing it. Like they'll just have they had T.I. on the show and they had a bunch of naked dudes walking around and like
Who's T.I.?
Rapper.
the rapper guy. Like they just bring a bunch of they don't tell them about anything about the show, and then they bring them on and then they just do the weirdest, fucking awkward, hilarious bits ever.
Isn't that the documentary you just talked
I
about?
think so.
Institution.
The Institute.
Yeah, and it's so good. And then he'll do these skits where like he'll do pranks on a train. There's one where he goes and he's in this whole
Pranks on the train.
yeah, in the subway in New York. He's in this huge black unitard with a bunch of Fruit Loops all pasted to it.
Yeah.
And he comes on the train, he's like, I didn't get the job at Fruit Loops. And then he's got one of those fucking, those scratch collars they put on dogs. And then he's like, eat from me or whatever, and then pours a bunch of cereal in it, and then pours a bunch of milk in the sink. He's walking around on the train, like trying to get people to eat from this
Does anybody
fucking
do
thing.
it?
Now everybody's getting pissed off, and terrifies them. It's fucking hilarious, man. You gotta watch the show. It's fucking great. It's on Adult Swim. You can watch a bunch of them on YouTube.
That's a weird station.
Ah, so good.
Adult Swim?
Yeah. So good.
Why?
A lot of weird shows on there.
Just, it's avant-garde comedy kind of stuff. Like, it's like cringe comedy.
Weird.
Yeah.
Like watching people get their heads cut off comedy.
Kinda, yeah.
Sometimes.
Like he's Eric Andre's doing stand up and fucking Hannibal Buress sitting on the couch and just make fun of him about how fucking terrible he is. Like he says a joke about Michael Jackson, haven't seen him in a while. Hannibal Buress is like, he's dead. Like right, terrible stand up, right? And then he just pulls a gun out, lays a clip into Hannibal Buress, and then reloads it and then lays another clip into him. And there's like blood packets squirting out everywhere.
And there's someone there, like they're pranking with it?
Well, not in that specific one, but they do that shit all the time. And like all of a sudden he'll just come out of nowhere and like just destroy his desk. Like, or somebody will pop up out of his desk and his desk will break, or like they had snakes that came up through his coffee cup, like real life snakes. They had a fucking giant grizzly bear, like a real grizzly bear that came on the set and everybody had to run off the set. It's fucking crazy awesome.
Jesus.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. It's only 10 minutes long. They fit 40-minute interview into 10-minute segment.
I like Hannibal Buress.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Nah, that show's good.
Fuck.
There was a video I watched where Eric Andre goes to an RNC convention and asks Alex Jones to fuck his wife. In front of all these people at the RNC.
I seen that.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, I seen
He's wearing
that.
a big Trump hat, a red Trump hat. He's like, hey man, what do you want? He's like, Alex Jones, will you fuck my wife? In front of like 1,000 people.
Alex Jones on the podcast was hilarious, man.
Yeah.
Somebody remade like a cuts of his like craziest moments and then put them all together. It's the fucking funniest thing I've
I like
ever
the
watched.
one where he wouldn't take the joint and then he took it and then he just started talking about like space.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
Intergalactic reptilians are
pedophile, right?
running pedophile rings in the government.
Joe's like, what? Hey, Bravo's just sitting in the back, drunk and
I'm
fucked.
loving it.
I love that podcast was 911.
Yeah, that was good. He had to like schedule extra all week. He was like just pounding them out so he could get it
Yeah,
there.
get
That
that
was
number.
my favorite podcast
Oh, yeah,
That's
ever.
good. That's good.
It's like every
Other than
time-
this one, right?
No.
What? Big fights this weekend? Huh?
Weidman. Rumble.
Weidman.
Who's Weidman fighting?
Musasi.
Musasi.
Is that true?
Sounds. I
What
don't
weight
care.
class is that?
I just want to watch Rumble and Cormier. It's gonna be crazy.
Musasi's awesome if he's fighting. That is middleweight. Cormier's
Fucking submission.
Light
light
heavyweight.
heavyweight.
Cormier and Rumble for the championship, round 2 or
Fuck
fight
yeah.
number 2.
Brawl.
Man, I watched that fight today. The first one. Rumble was laying it on him,
Yeah.
and then fucking Cormier just picked him up.
Yeah. Can't wrestle with that
And
guy.
threw him down, and then it was over because he's a wrestler of
Yeah.
all ages. That's gonna be a crazy fight. We gonna watch that
I hope so.
Saturday night?
Gotta work Sunday morning.
I know. Pussy.
Yeah, I am a pussy.
Take it off.
Nope.
Colin Sock.
Company man.
Company guy. That's my new
TV show.
character.
That's my new TV show. Company guy.
Company guy.
What's your name? P. Tier.
Tier.
Griffin.
Peter Griffin.
Yeah, end it. Buffett.
End it, Mike.
How do you end it, Mike? Want to say anything? Get any plugs?
Fuck no.
And that's how Mike ended it. He just hit stop. Didn't say a word. All right. See you next week.